Good afternoon, this is Nicholas from Gandora Gaming, and we got some brand new 2024 Mega 10 TCG exclusive cards that will shake up the meta game going forward and have huge potential in a lot of meta decks, including my favorite deck, Gold Pride Punk Goblin Biker. So let's get straight into this. So first things first, we have a brand new fusion card. This is called Greater Polymerization. You can fuse summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using 3 or more monsters from your hand or field as material. You can also banish monsters from the extra deck as material up to the number of monsters your opponent controls, but you lose life points equal to the total attack of the monsters banished this way when the monster is fusion summoned. So that is absolutely insane. So you're probably wondering, okay, Nick, what the fuck am I supposed to be summoning off fusion summon or greater polymerization here? Well, there's actually a lot of crazy options. So, of course, this card going first is kind of ass. It's basically just poly that allows you to use monsters from your hand or field material. But if you are going second with this card, you can make a shit ton of really cool generic fusion monsters with material from your extra deck as the cost. The first card that came up, to my opinion, is Naturia Exterio. So the reason why I thought about that is because Naturia Exterio requires Barkion and Naturia Beast as material in order to make. And this card literally says, hey, you pay Naturia Beast's attack and Barkion's attack, which is less than 8,000. Banish those from extra deck, summon out a Naturia Exterio for the extra deck. And then Naturia Exterio literally just says, hey, I'm an infinite spell and trap negate. Now, that is requiring 3 slots in the extra deck. That is a lot of slots. This card, in some decks with a lot of space, will see a lot of play. The fact you're paying life points is also absolutely insane. This card has huge potential, not to mention because you're paying life points and Gold Pride Punk Goblin Bikers. That is incredibly strong. Allowing you to just, I fusion summon now is actually kind of insane. And another thing this actually does is that it actually cheats out our lovely roller baller, or pinballer, whatever you want to call him. Because pinballer is our lovely poly monster that requires Gold Pride monsters as material if your life points are lower. He's a non-targeting, absorbing monsters, and his effect not be gated. Well, this card literally says, hey, activate it, send 2 Gold Pride monsters from the extra deck to the banish zone, and then you get to non-targeting absorb 2 cards your opponent controls. That's just absolutely insane. So not only does this have applications for like generic fusion monsters, but you can also just play it in Gold Pride Punk Goblin Bikers and hard make Roller Baller and quick fuse your opponent's field away as a really cool super poly mechanic. That is actually kind of cool as a good board breaker. Now, the only issue with that is that, hey, you're most likely banishing your copies of Leon, Star Leon, and Carrie from your extra deck. And this card is just a cool side deck card. That is still pretty solid, though. Yes, you lose access to Carrie, and you do lose access to Star Leon. But if you're going into an established board, paying life points is the name of the game, and this card allows you to just cheat this fusion out. That kind of fucks up your opponent. This card is actually really, really cool in Gold Pride Punk Goblin Biker because you're already playing the fusion materials generically in your combo. So there actually is huge potential there. Maybe we start playing 2 copies of Carrie, and we're okay losing 1 Carrie and a Leon if it means we get to super poly our opponent's basic field. Because if you don't know, Pinballer can just non-targeting equip monsters, and he can't be negated if your life points are lower. So they do not have anything for this fusion. You just summon out Pinballer, non-targeting absorb 2 of their monsters, if not more, depending on how much you want to banish. It's up to 3. So you technically can summon up to 3. Now, it does say you can also use monsters from your hand or field as material, but also from your extra deck. So you have a random Gold Pride from your hand, you can also use it from hand or field. So this card actually has huge implications for Gold Pride, which is kind of insane. I really like this card, and this card is just absolutely phenomenal for Gold Pride. Speaking of a brand new Psychic Gold Pride monster, or this Psychic Punk monster, we have a brand new, lovely Psychic monster, a new Synchro monster. This card's absolutely insane. This card basically is called Mind Casting. It's a Psychic Synchro Effect monster, level 6, requires a tuner and a non-tuner, 1500 attack, 2600 defense. Basically, on Synchro Summon, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, switch control of that monster with this card. If this card is Synchro Summon and sent to the graveyard, you can target one face-up monster on each field, switch control of those monsters. You can only use each effect of Mind Casting once per turn. Now, you're probably wondering, what the fuck is this card doing, really? It's basically body switching with 2 cards. So on Synchro Summon, it's going to try to attempt to switch a card with herself and another card on field. Switch places with it. So your opponent has a boss monster. You're basically going to give them this guy, and you're going to get that guy. And let's say they negate and destroy it. Cool. When this card is sent to the graveyard, it does it again. So technically, it does it twice, which is kind of insane. So this is just basically double snatch steal for punks. So you can punk combo or Gold Pride combo, summon out this lovely lady. This lady is going to attempt to switch itself with an opponent's card. Cool. If that resolves, you steal one of their monsters. Then you can kill that monster and switch one of your other cards with this card from your graveyard, which is kind of insane, which is absolutely powerful. It's 1500, 2600 defense. Really strong card. I love the artwork too. Gold Pride, Goblin Biker, Punk. These 2 cards are absolutely insane. Like, no joke, they have so much synergies for both decks. It's kind of crazy. Now, finally, the last card we gotta talk about is the brand new Primal Being. This is Terra or Thera, the Primal Being. This is basically the new Nibiru. So if you don't know the lore of Nibiru, Nibiru is just a big-ass rock coming to crush us all. But there's actually a monster inside the rock. And we finally get to know what that rock monster is. It's this guy. So I guess once the rock finally lands, this fucker pops out of Nibiru, which is kind of crazy. So this is a brand new level 11 rock monster. Hand trap, by the way. During the main phase quick effect, you can tribute monsters whose total level equals 11 or more. Spell summon this card from your hand. Then if you control no other monsters, destroy one monster on the field with the highest attack. Your choice if tied. You can only use each effect of Terra, the Primal Being, once per turn. Neither player can normal or spell summon monsters more than 4 times a turn while this card is face up in the monster zone. He's a floodgate. So you can Nibiru your opponent. They try to keep playing afterwards. Tribute your own Nibiru token, summon this fucker. And he's just a 3000 beat stick that literally says, hey fam, you summoned too many already. We just basically floodgated you. So if you nib plus this, you basically just win the duel. Now, I will say this is probably the weakness of the cards because it doesn't say you tribute your opponent's cards. It says distribute equal to the number 11 or more. So I'm pretty sure that means you have to tribute monsters on your field until they equal 11 more stars, which going second is going to be pretty hard. If going first, I don't know, you tribute your own monsters to summon this dude. He is a kind of a floodgate. He's kind of badass. See, don't get me wrong. But I don't know. This card seems amazing, but I don't know. I feel like Nibiru does just fine. I don't know if you're going to play Nibiru plus this dude, unless you're like actually Adamantipated or a rock deck itself. So like, why not? He is a rock monster, so there is rock synergy. He is searchable with Granite Warrior or Granite Soldier, whatever the fuck the rank 4 is. So you definitely gotta keep that in mind. But wouldn't you just be searching Nibiru anyway? Now, if Nibiru had the effect, you could distribute itself for free to spell summon this guy from deck. Then we have a whole other story, but Nibiru does not do that. So you have to have Nibiru plus this guy in hand. This guy, lore-wise and image-wise, is absolutely insane looking. But in practicality, I don't think he's that great. Unless he can tribute your opponent's monsters. Then he's absolutely cracked out of his mind, and this is one of the best cards in the game's history. But overall, Punks are having a field day. This fusion spell is going to be great going second to break boards. And this lovely, lovely Synchro monster is also going to be great at breaking boards. Gold Pride Punk Comic Biker just got way better, guys. Let's fucking go!